Good morning, everyone. In today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about how it's really important to build that kind of professional relationship with your clients and the benefits of doing so. Well, the first benefit of doing that is you get a client who really understands how you think and really sees the value in what you're doing for them. You become someone that they can rely on and trust as far as when it comes to the profession that you're in. So for me in Medicare, I can talk very, very confidently and with a very high degree of familiarity with what is the standard process and how the industry works, right? So that gives a deeper relationship with your client. They can rely on you. The second thing that it really helps when something goes wrong, because they know, hopefully you've educated them on the process and how things can go wrong. And if they do go wrong, many times if you, the agent, the insurance specialist, has done your job, it is by no fault of your own. And therefore you can get quickly past the blaming thing and onto the how do we fix this thing, right? So that's the second thing, is being able to have conflict resolution quickly. And the third thing is being able to at least have that working consultative kind of approach so that the person you're helping understands where you're coming from, right, when it's time to do stuff. And the last thing is referrals. So it does help you build referrals. Now, small tangent before I go into how to do this. Many times I get a lot of people who try to refer me, and I personally don't care because I have a capacity of how many people I can help, because I'm very, very I spend a lot of time with my clients, the ones that I have this consultative arrangement, a consultative relationship with. There's no arrangement, it's a relationship where I have a conversation, I talk, and we have a working relationship in what we do. Now, under the Medicare kind of umbrella, that's not how our profession is created. Our profession is the same as any other sales type profession, where it's highly based off of volume. So I will admit that I probably have 20% of my clientele have this kind of relationship with me. The other 80 I don't even hear from. I probably forget who they are. It's not good, but that's just the way things are. So keep that in mind, that this cultivating a relationship is probably only going to come from like the top 10 to 20% of your clientele. You can dream and hope to do this with everyone, but most likely it won't happen. Number one, because of time, and number two, because just people don't. Not everyone in this current now is going to be receptive to this type of a relationship with their Medicare professional. Now, how do you do this? Well, the one thing that I always say first is you have to have a process. You have to have a way that you process new clients, the way you process someone to review their current plan, and you have to have a great working knowledge on how to put the information that you get from your client into an output, result, or recommendation, advice that you can interpret and you can make sense of, and most importantly, you can explain. Okay? Much of our job is to take the very, very confusing world of insurance finances, health, and put it in a way that helps our clients make good decisions that they can feel confident in. And when you do that, without being pushy or without being, too salesy, you can tell when someone is just trying to sell you something, right? Like, a lot of the words that they use don't make sense, right? Like, doesn't this sound like something you want? Well, hell yeah, all of this stuff sounds like something I want, but is it something that's going to benefit me, right? Not I want the plan. I want the feelings and the information and the benefits that come by understanding how to use my plan. That is the goal of the conversation, is to have a good feeling, or the best feeling about a certain plan, because you understand the way that you must interact with this plan to get it to work. That's what insurance products are. Stocks, right? You're investing in the market. You have to feel confident that whatever it is that you are investing in will, when you need it, be worth more money, worth more cash than it is when you bought it, and hopefully enough where it grew enough so that it would at least be on par with other investments that you could have chosen now, right? And you choose that one. That's how you need to interpret stocks, right? If you're interpreting them in a different way, then you are not using stocks correctly, or you are an active investor. You are what is the word that they use? Activist investor, where you're trying to change the company. And I don't think most people watching this video anyway, I don't think that's how you feel. Could be wrong. You could be an activist investor, an angel investor, or a venture capitalist. But even those people, they're looking to make some kind of better output than the input they put in, right? And you have to understand, to a degree, how much or where that gray area, the point between the input and the output that you require, what that process looks like and how likely it is to succeed, right? And that's the same thing with insurance, right? I'm going to enroll in this plan. How likely is this plan going to cover all my needs? That's the output. And then the gray area is what the client has to agree to. Like Medicare Advantage, they have to agree that, yes, I will be on a plan that has a gatekeeper for my benefits, and that has all kinds of rules and restrictions. Or I get a supplement plan where I'm paying more money because I value the freedom and flexibility of the original Medicare A and B, but I understand that there are still very, very high financial costs if I don't have a supplement plan. And that is the thought process into why you would buy one, and that is the thought process in how it's used, right? So what I'm trying to kind of get at here at the end of the video, I'll try to keep it at 10 minutes or so, is that in order to build great relationships with your clients, you have to get them to understand your thought process and be able to ask you questions and have these thought experiments, right? And the thought experiments should be based on what they are experiencing, not what happens to the vast majority of people, because they can just look that up online. It has to be an individual thing, right? How is this going to affect them? Not how it's going to affect everyone else, not how Medicare is going to answer the phone, it's how they are going to get the answer they need. How their input is going to affect their output, not how the system reacts, right? Many times we cannot predict what the output is going to be, but we can predict what to do if the outcome is undesirable. And that's really all I do when I make my only difference that I can find that keeps clients with me, that helps keep my clients really happy. And I am speaking from a point of unfortunate advantage, as I don't need, like, I'm not someone who needs more than 200 clients, right? So my book is small. I've got 200 clients and that's enough for me. You know, I make money doing many other things too. And I mean, for those of you who's watching me more than once, you know that I day trade and I trade options, so I make a good amount of money from that. And I don't need to make a good amount of money from Medicare. So that said, do good things. Stay warm if you're in somewhere cold. We will have a cold week. And stay safe. And I hope to see you guys in the next video.